Side, what's the deal, my G? Bam! Early in the morning, you know it. You know we about to get it in. See, opinions about, Boots and should Virgil fight him next, or Virgil calling out other people. Opinions are all over the place, man. Some people are supporting the direction Virgil looks like he headed in, and some people are not with it. We got to talk about it, man. Got to talk about it. Sorry, Virgil calling out Spence. It's nasty work, my G. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I don't know what that's about. Errol Spence been inactive for 2 years. Actually announced retirement recently, if I'm not mistaken. What's going on? And I don't know. Maybe Errol takes the fight. Maybe they do that. But wow, definitely the unexpected. The unexpected, man. Something that we have to address this morning for sure. By the way, 6:27 in the morning here in the Dominican Republic. We're about to kick this thing off in 3 minutes. Y'all know how we do this. Side, you got your Miles and J. Smith resting today. Actually resting today. Feeling a little bit sore. So let me take a rest today. We get it in tomorrow for sure, though. Man, I love that intro. This guy said, don't get it twisted, man. This is for all them bitch ass niggas that try and fuck with us. Ubica que lo que. Palomo. Whoa. That's an intro right there. I hope y'all ready for today's show, man. I'm feeling some type of way. Y'all better be ready for this. My peoples. My peoples. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. We talking boxing, man. Y'all know how we do it. Yes. Yes, sir. We love it, right? The sweet science. Check this out, my peoples. Kick this thing off right away. No beating around the bush. Vergil Ortiz faced off with Boots Ennis, but right afterwards expressed interest in fighting Errol Spence. He said that his dream fight would be fighting Errol in Dallas. Tell you right away, I don't like that. I don't like it. And I'm going to tell you why. Yes, Vergil Ortiz versus Errol Spence is a fight that if it happens, it'll be interesting. People will want to watch. It'll make money. I'm going to watch. I know this for sure. But Boots Ennis was right in front of your face, letting you know what's up. So I don't like the transition of Vergil going from I'll fight you to, well, my dream fight is really fighting Errol. I don't like that one bit. Especially considering the fact Errol Spence been inactive for over 2 years. Why are you calling out an inactive fighter when this dude is right in front of you? And I'm going to say this, and I'm repeating what Vergil's manager said. They accepted the fight when Turkey offered it. They say yes. He said, we only answer one word, yes. Oh, so you accepted that offer. What is the problem now? What is the situation now for Vergil and his team to right away say, well, we 10 million, no, don't even talk to us? Did Turkey offer 10 million to Vergil? I don't think so. I could be wrong. I don't have that number. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to give you an example. If Turkey offered 5 mils and they say yes, and you asking for 10 now, you don't want the fight. You're trying to get out the fight. Because why would you ask for an amount of money that's double what you was offered for that same fight? And you say yes. Now you need 10 million? That number, let me tell you something. That number is almost like the number you put out there when you don't want to fight somebody. Y'all remember when Terrence Crawford was at the welterweight division and Keith was talking about he wanted 10 million? He didn't want to fight him. He wasn't trying to fight Crawford. Give me 10 million. Danny, give me 10 million to fight Crawford. That's like the magic number when you don't want to fight somebody. You need 10 million. Let's keep it real. Side, price themselves out. But that's what I'm talking about. His Excellency Turkey allows Sheik. I'm almost willing to bet that he didn't offer Vergil no 10 million to fight Boots. So if you say yes to that amount, whatever amount it was, I don't know what they offer. 4, 5, 6 million, I don't know. But if you say yes to Turkey, then you're supposed to say yes to that same amount of money to them. Now you want not just a career payday, a crazy number. How? 10 million. That wouldn't even be a championship fight. Boots not a champion at 154. So before Vergil stepped in the ring, before he fought Lubin, they wasn't talking about no money. They was just talking about, yeah, we'll fight him. That's what's up, we'll fight him. He don't want to fight us. He ducking us. Okay. Now Boots is right in your face telling you, I'm going to beat your ass. What's up? It's time already. And you know what? I told you guys this yesterday if you tuned in. To me, Virgil looked like he don't want none of that smoke. He looked like he don't want none of that action. That's how I felt. With that interaction that they had, some people told me, nah, Virgil look confident, smiling in his face and all that. That's confidence. That's not what I got from him, my peoples. Honestly, to me, Virgil did not look confident when Boost was all in his face. Yeah, I didn't get that. I got something else. And let me tell you, I'm going to break down that exchange for you guys. I'm going to break down that exchange when Virgil and Boost faced off to tell you why I didn't get that confidence that some people got. Side, it's a ducking tactic, of course. Of course. You ask for an amount of money that you know is not going to be there for you. And there you go. You got yourself out of the fight. And also acting like, no, I was down with it, but the money got to be right. Nah. You don't want to make that fight. But take into consideration, and I'm going to tell you why I felt like Virgil don't want that smoke with Boots. Remember when they was face to face, right? The verbal exchange started with Boots saying, nah, your team was talking all that. What's up now? What's up now? Let's get it. It's that time. Like, Boots is all over him, right? And my expectations was that Virgil was going to be like, what's up? Let's get it. I'm ready. What's up? You know, like, give him that same energy. But how did Virgil respond to Boots? Nah, it was your team that was talking first. We was just retaliating. It was your team first. Huh? You over here copping pleas about who spoke first? That's whack. And then what Boost respond to that? Man, forget about all that. We right here, right now. What's up? What's up? I'll beat your ass. I'll beat you. I'm telling y'all. I got something for you. And Virgil's like, nah, you ain't got nothing for me. But he's not really being the aggressor. He not really saying or showing his interest. He's kind of just responding to what Boost is saying to him. So to me, it didn't look like Virgil wanted none of that smoke. Boost looked like he was all over him like white on rice. Just dying to put hands on him. And Virgil over there talking about, nah, it was your team that talked first. We was just retaliating to them. Huh? What are you talking about? And then right after that moment, Virgil goes to the post-fight presser talking about, well, you know, my dream fight is Errol Spence, you know, in that stadium. And, huh? How the hell did you just go from telling this dude, what's up, I'll fight you, I guess, because Virgil didn't even look like he wanted that fight, into, well, Errol Spence is my dream fight. And if Terrence Crawford comes down to 154, huh? Terrence Crawford on Ben say he not going back down to that division. Ben called out Johnny Beck. What is he talking about? Terrence Crawford. So you got Jerome Boost Ennis right in front of you. The guy everybody's been matching you up with for the last like 3 years since y'all was in the welterweight division. The guy that supposedly could have fought you because Turkey made the offer and you say yes, and now you got him in front of you and you calling out a bunch of other people? I'm not with that. I'm not with it. And you guys have to understand, if you know me, if you've been down with the Box Center family, you guys know Vergil Ortiz is one of my favorite fighters. He's one of those guys. That's like, yeah, that's one of my guys. But I don't support what he doing, the way he moving. Because I'm expecting you to be the type of fighter who's with the smoke, who's with the let's do it, let's get this. I'm not expecting you to be it's got to be that much money, though, or we can't fight. Huh? Man, come on. Come on. Remember when the whole thing between Errol and Crawford was like, nah, 70-30 split. And if we want it, it could be 80-20 because we the A side. Remember, there was always that narrative about the money. You got to take what we give you. That narrative, right? And what happened when they finally fought? There you have it. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that a lot of times when it's two fighters going at it, the fighter that's talking about, nah, because I got to get this money and I got to get that much. And then there's another fighter like, I want you, let's fight. When they meet up, yo, usually the one that was talking about that money is the one that ended up getting beat up. Beat up. Yeah, that's why you wanted that big money, because you knew. It's like, if I'm going to get my ass whooped, I need to get paid for real. Vergil trying to get a $10 million beating. That's how he made me feel about it. A $10 million beating. And I'm not feeling it. You know, if you feel confident, if you have that confidence that you can beat Jerome Boots Ennis, why would you ask for an amount of money, the mythical figure of 10 million? The same mythical figure Keith Thurman wanted to fight Crawford at the welterweight division. Danny Garcia's name was floated around with that mythical figure too. I don't know if that one is true though, because I think Danny said that he didn't ask for no 10 mils. But still, man, that number is like, that's the number you put out there when you don't want to fight somebody. And I want you guys to really think about that. Just let your memory do the work, and you'll see that usually the fighter has talking about, nah, they gotta pay me this much, and they gotta pay me that much. They either don't want to fight, or they end up getting whooped by the guy that they was talking about. Nah, they gotta pay me that much if they want that fight. You know what you want to get paid that much. They want to beat your ass. And they don't have the confidence in Vergil Ortiz that they try to portray. Because y'all been talking about he'll beat Boots. Oscar talking about, yo, don't even come over here. Y'all gonna be scared if you see him in person. You portraying that y'all about that smoke and that y'all put hands on him. But the moment came, it's almost like you've been talking about somebody. I'll beat him up when I see him, watch. And then when you finally see each other, you're like, well, you know, I really want to fight him over there. That don't even make no sense, man. Listen, let me put it to you like this. If I would have known Vergil was going to be out there, nigga calling out Errol, nigga calling out Bud, I would have told Boots and Eddie, yo, just stay at home. Don't even go over there. Don't waste your time over there. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. If I already know you don't want to fight, fuck it. Fuck I'm going to go over there for. Like now, me being Boots, I would never go to another Vergil fight. I wouldn't even go. For what? Now you showed me that you don't want to fight me. Now we know what's up. See, when it was talking and you was over there and I'm over here, it's easy to talk, my peoples. It's easy. Right now, I weigh 140 pounds. You could be a heavyweight. Over this screen, I'll beat your ass. But that's over this screen right here, you know what I'm saying? We in different cities. We in different countries. I'll beat your ass. But goddamn, when we come face to face, I'm going to have to handle business, right? You're going to expect that. So Vergil just didn't show that he was about that life when the moment came. I'm disappointed. One of my favorite young fighters, still, that's not going to change. But I'm disappointed. I expected Vergil. I've always seen him as a young fighter who's really trying to fight everybody. I saw him like that. That changed. On Saturday, that changed. And I'm telling you, I was having that feeling when Boots was in his face. Because I saw the things Boots was saying, and I could see, oh, he trying to fight this dude. And then I could see what Vergil was saying. He didn't look like he want that smoke. He just didn't look like it. I'm keeping it real with y'all. Vergil didn't look like he want that smoke. Young Guns, Oscar and Vergil Ear. MS 80-20 crazy. But you remember when they said that, right? I think it was, matter of fact, Errol himself. He got to take 20 if we say so. Come on now, side. Like when Spence said 80-20, 70-30. Whatever we give him. Underrated Will. Salute, my brother. Bam. Side. Smoking Mirrors. Underrated Will. Hit the like button and subscribe. Good morning, my peoples. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. Aroma Sound. He didn't look like it at all. I don't know how some people got that Vergil was confident when they was facing off. And Boots was like, I'll bait your ass in front. Like, right there, you getting in your face, bro. You know what's the vibe that I got from that face-off? And this real talk, my peoples. I'm not capping. The vibe that I got is that Boots was bullying him. Boots was like a bully out there. That's the vibe that I got, my peoples. No cap. Boots was looking like a bully to me. Because he's like pressing him. You know, he's like applying that pressure. And Vergil, I don't see him doing nothing but responding to what Boots is telling him. He's not saying nothing about, I want to fight you. He's not saying nothing about, I'm going to put hands on you. I'm going to make you pay. He's not saying nothing like what you would expect from somebody who wants that smoke, right? Nah, what Vergil's talking about is, no, you guys started talking about us first, and we just responded to you guys. And it's like, what the fuck is you talking about? We started. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Boots even told him, like, man, whatever. We here now. What's good? Forget all that. We right here, right now. George Pongo. Salute, my brother. Bam. So, the interaction, when Vergil and Boots was right there, face to face, it just didn't look like Vergil want to fight Boots. It didn't look like it to me. So I was getting that vibe during the face-off. And then right after Vergil goes in front of a camera, he starts talking about his dream fight is with Errol Spence. I'm like, oh, man, I know he don't want that smoke. I know he don't want that smoke. Aroma Sound. Vergil reminds me of Fondora team. Said they would rather fight Errol Spence than Crawford because Spence was a bigger fight. But that's the strategy. That's the strategy to not fight the guy that you know what he's going to do to you. You know. And it was wise for Fondora not to fight Terrence Crawford. Because since then, he's developed further with those few fights. He's gotten better. He could have took a nasty loss. And now he's actually better than what he was. But just think about when two people going after each other, and then all of a sudden one starts talking about, no, the money got to be right. You got to give me this much money for us to make this fight. And then the other fighter like, let's fight. I want you. How does that usually play out? Is the one asking for that money that end up getting lumped up. Things be that way sometimes. Aroma Sound, it was wise. You're right. His team knew that too. And by the way, I want you guys to think about this. How does Vergil goes face to face with Boots, act like he want that fight, but the moment they go their own way, their own ways, and the camera's put in front of them. He like, well, my dream fight is really Errol Spence. That's the one I really want. And Dallas Stadium. Wait a minute. Errol Spence been inactive for 2 years, my peoples. You gonna tell me ain't there's any fighter out there that got the right to call out Errol? For real? After 2 years of inactivity? Last fight in the welterweight division? Somebody at 154 got the right to call him out? Man, that shit is cap. That's crazy to me. Side, Vergil team don't want to lose the position he's in. He's making money and ain't even champ yet. If Boots picks Vergil off, the gravy train stops. No, I'm gonna say something. I think Vergil is a special talent, and if he loses to Jerome Boots Ennis, I think he still goes on to accomplish. You know, he still goes on to become a champion, even unify multi-division. Look at Canelo Alvarez when he lost to Floyd. He became way better and accomplished a lot after that. So I think Boots, you know, would beat him, and Vergil's young enough to where he still gets to accomplish, even in taking that out. MS, J. Smith, when boxing fans would say exactly what you said about Benavidez, damn, shit disappeared. Underrated Will. I told you the other day, both duck each other. Nah, Boots never duck. That's the point. You told about they duck each other. They didn't duck each other. Boots said it, yo, I want to move up and do a tune-up. He did a tune-up and went right for Vergil. That shows that he's not ducking. You don't duck each other when one is in your face telling you, let's fight. What's up? That's it. Unfortunately, you see, that's why I say, I distribute equally. Vergil duck Boots. That's it. If he don't fight him next and they go in a different route, duck. My guy, one of my favorite fighters, but I gotta call it how I see it. That's how you know there is no narrative. There's people that love to push a narrative. No, we gotta give everybody the same energy. You don't, matter of fact, I'm gonna remind you something. That's why I'm the human algorithm. That's why I'm Jay Stradamus. I'm gonna remind you something. It was Vergil that told Boots, come over here in the ring. He told Boots, come over. He invited him into the interview. And what did Boots do? He let him know right there what's up. And that moment came across like Boots was bullying him. Black hoodie on. What's up? I will beat you. I got something for you. What's up? And you saw Vergil looking like he was shying away from that action. So I wasn't getting a good vibe when Boots was in his face at all. Like, damn, Vergil don't look like he want this. He don't look like he want these type of problems. And then it was confirmed that he don't want them problems when he started naming all these other people that he want to fight. That's it. It's looking like he's going to duck. MS, J. Smith. When boxing fans would say the same thing you saying about Boots and Vergil, but when it was Benavidez versus Canelo, the narrative there was that Benavidez not proved himself and was a nobody. But it's like I told you, there's always going to be a narrative or an excuse why this fighter can't get that fight. There's always going to be that. Because think about this. How one day you telling me that Boots ain't fight nobody, and then when he trying to fight Vergil, you like, nah, yeah, but Vergil got better options, though. Vergil should do this, and Vergil should do that. Wait a minute. So you don't want Boots to get that fight? You condoning Vergil going elsewhere? I don't know. That don't make a lot of sense to me. Come on now. Georges, I'm interested in jogging boxing in clubs I'm currently Kinasha Congla. I can't read that, my brother. But I appreciate you dropping in. We talking boxing. Vergil Ortiz calling out other people when Boots is right in front of him. What is going on? Aroma Sound. Do you think Errol can beat Vergil? It's hard to say because we haven't seen Errol in 2 years. I see Vergil as the favorite in this fight because coming off of 2 year inactivity, I think that's tough. I don't know if Errol's gonna be able to overcome that and go. I know that Errol has said before, no tune-ups, no tune-ups. We go after the best right away. But 2 years of inactivity and father time, I think that's different than what he's dealt with in the past. So in my opinion, he should come back to a tune-up. Can he beat Vergil? Well, I think he has the experience to pull it off, but I see him as the underdog in that fight. If he comes back straight to that, I see him as the underdog. Tough fight. But I said it before, and I stand on it. No fighter should be calling someone out who's been inactive for 2 years. No way. The only way that I'm cool with Vergil calling out Errol is if they already talked before the fight. If they already talked, like, yo, I'm going to call you out. Yeah, let's do it. We with it. That's different. But if he randomly calling out Errol, man, get the F out of here. Get the F out of here. Aroma Sound. Yeah, it will be tough. The odds are going to be against Errol, but how you calling out a fighter who's been inactive for 2 years and never fought in the 154 division? Da de pinga eso. Da de pinga eso, my people. I'm not feeling it one bit. But let's see how this situation develops. Right now, to me, it's looking like whether or not Errol takes this fight, it's looking like Vergil does not want that action with Boots. Now who's the duck? Now who's the duck, my peoples? You gotta keep it real. We gotta keep it 100. Side, Errol might need a tune-up. Aroma Sound. He seemed respectful with the call-out. At least he wasn't talking crazy about Errol. No, he did it in a respectful way. But you got Boots right there, right in front of you, telling you, let's make this fight. And right after that, you're going to call out other fighters, including a fighter who's inactive and a fighter who's not in your division. And Terrence Crawford, who said he was not moving down to 154. That's crazy. It almost seemed like Vergil wanted to fight everybody but Boots. I want to fight him. I want to fight him. I want to fight him. Oh, if you don't offer 10 mils, don't even talk to us. Huh? Y'all don't want to fight. That's it. It's officially a duck. Zion Taylor. Errol snaps Vergil head on the canvas of 2 year break. I don't know. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I think you're underestimating not just the 2 years, but Errol's age. You know, you could take a 2 year break at 28, come back at 30 and be exactly the same, but yo, Errol Spence no spring chicken, my G. He's closer to 40 than he is to 30. So, if I'm not mistaken, Errol right now is either 37 or 38. Errol Spence 35? Hell no, he's not 35. Hell no. Let me fact check that. Y'all know I'm Mr. Fact Check, so I don't want to argue age. Errol Spence age. Y'all know I fact check it. He 35. You're 100% right. 35 going on 36. So again, there you have it. He knows spring chicken. So 2 years of inactivity at 35 years old, you know, that could be something. We got to see. Zion Taylor. Check facts, bro. Yeah, I just checked it. 35 going on 36. Come on now. 2 years of inactivity in your mid-30s. That's not easy. Not easy, bro. Matt Gomez, mad love, my brother. Salute. Bam. Mac is in the building. Look, I just gotta say, Zion. Even if Errol is, in great shape, and we think, or you think that he can be, or that he's gonna smoke Vergil, why would he call out someone who's been inactive for 2 years when you got Jerome Boost Ennis right in front of you, who you called in the ring, who y'all traded bars with each other, who y'all seemingly agreeing to fight each other like y'all want this smoke? Why would you get off the ring and right away start talking about other fighters that you want to fight? And Errol's your dream fight in all of this. Shouldn't your focus be on the guy that just told you in front of your face that he'll whoop your ass? Because that's what Boost was telling him. Boost was out there looking like Debo. Zion Taylor, verse puss. I agree. Yo, Boost was out there looking like Debo. Beat your ass. And you know what I really didn't like is that Boost right away was like, yo, your team was talking all that. What's up now? They was talking all that. I'm going to beat you. I got something for you. My expectations is that Vergil was like, I got something for you. I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to make you pay. That's the interaction I thought I was going to see. Instead, Vergil was over there talking about, nah, because your team was talking first and we was just retaliating. You guys the ones that started talking. Huh? I was thinking to myself, what the F you talking about? Like, who gives a F? And Boost told him, who cares? We here now. What's up? What's up? And you see Vergil just kind of responding to him. Like, nah. And Boost like, yeah, I got something for you. And Vergil still responded like, nah, you ain't got nothing for me. You ain't got nothing for me. So the vibe that I got, well, some people told me that Vergil looked confident to them. The vibe that I got is that he was intimidated by Boots. And he didn't want none of that. He didn't want those problems. So when he goes to the post-fight presser and right away starts talking about, well, my dream fight is Errol Spence. And, if Crawford come down to 154, I've called him out before, too. I was like, what? Why would you face-to-face with Boots to start calling out all these other fighters? If I would have known you're going to call out all them other fighters, I would have been like, yo, Boots, stay home. Eddie, stay home. This nigga don't want to fight y'all. Forget that. He trying to call out everybody else but the guy in front of him. So I wasn't feeling that. And if you know me, you know that Vergil, one of my favorite fighters. I support Vergil, and I'm always going to support him. But that was some goofy stuff that we saw on Saturday. That was goofballery. Because even you was the one that said, yo, Boost, come over here. You invited him. You invited him to rock with you. And then you're going to call out a bunch of other people. That was whack. That was whack. I can't rock with that. Aroma Sound, Errol did look like he was in better shape than Vergil. He looked smaller. I mean, Errol looked like he was in good shape. Sorry, I don't want Errol to fight anyone but a tune-up. Next, or Jermell. You see? Because Jermell has been inactive, I have no problem with them two fighting each other. You put Jermell and Errol to fight each other, I'm good with that fight. They both coming off of inactivity. But an active fighter calling out Errol, that's crazy. That's crazy work. Crazy work. Sorry. Yeah, Boo's been eating good since the Lima fight. He looked like 180. Man, he looked like he was ready to bully Vergil. William Perry What's the deal? MS, the WBC should order the fight and see if it goes to bed. Like Rolly versus Giasov. Going into bed today since no arrangements were made. Let's see if that fight happens. Zion Taylor, Devin Haney versus Brian Norman. Who y'all got? Man, let it be known, my peoples, who y'all got. Haney versus Norman Jr. Me, myself, Zion, I haven't been able to make a prediction for that fight, bro. I haven't been able to. I'm going to, but I might have to wait all the way till the weigh-in. It's going to be a good fight, man. I know a lot of people predicting Brian Norman Jr. is going to knock Devin out. Then there's the people that say, nah, Devin's going to outbox him. Devin's going to do him in. And I'm like in between. So I'll make a prediction, but I've been trying, bro. I haven't been able to. Side, it was a pump fake calling Boots in the ring. He did it because he knew people expected it. To me, it was a bad look. If they already knew that they don't want to fight Boots and that they're going to call out other people, I think that they should have done the opposite. Ignore Boots 100%. Don't talk to him. Don't look at him. Don't act like he's not there. Because you don't want to fight him. But you look back. Let me give you an example. Imagine somebody on social media telling somebody that they're going to beat them up on social media. I'll beat you up when I see you. When I catch you, I'm going to whoop your ass. And then when they finally see each other in person, and the guy's like, what's up? What's up now? They like, nah, because you was the one that was talking first. It wasn't me. It was you. And, you know, they got to be terms and conditions for us to fight because it was, nah. Huh? God damn, what happened? You was about that smoke. I just told y'all, man, Vergil did not look like he was about that life when he had Boots right in front of his face. He didn't look like it. There was people telling me yesterday, nah, yo, Vergil, he looked confident to me. Where you see confidence? When he was out there copping pleas. I didn't see it. I didn't see the confidence at all. But my peoples, let me get your opinions on it. Did you feel like Vergil want that smoke? Did you feel like Vergil want that smoke when they was face to face? And that's the thing. My peoples, I'm gonna take a 1 minute break. Okay. In a couple of minutes, I'm gonna take a quick break to bring my son downstairs. But I digress. Aroma sound. Boots was looking scary in the ring. Bro, Boots was like Debo out there. I compare that man to Debo. Debo and Vergil. Never took that hoodie off either. Psst. Man, listen. Boots looked like he was ready to snuff Vergil on the spot. And when I use that word, you know I'm talking about some 90s shit. He looked like he wanted to snuff him. Ready to deck the shit out of Vergil. Jay Petty. Yeah, Ortiz don't want it. For his team doesn't want it even more. I agree with you. Nobody want it over there. They don't want it. When I hear the manager talking about, we need 10 million or don't even talk to us. He telling me he don't want it. They don't want it, my people. And this is where you need to see that I'm not biased. People be thinking that I'm biased. I give the same energy to everybody. If I think you ducking, I'm not going to find a good explanation for it just because I like you as a fighter. Or just because you're one of my favorite fighters, I'm going to try to be like, nah, there's a real good reason because he's going to make money with Errol. I ain't about to do all that. I'm going to call it what it is. It's a duck. Vergil Ortiz right now is looking like he's trying to duck Jerron Boots Ennis. That's just the reality. Underrated Will is telling you to hit the like button for a reason. Because it's a cookout. We're going to keep cooking it this morning. Side. Vergil even said, have you got a yes for me? Bro, and that was right at the end. Like, they had that interaction. And Vergil was like, you got a yes for me? And Boots was like, what? Yo, Eddie, get this paperwork, man. Get this paperwork, Eddie. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, Side. He was trying to make it seem like he was about that smoke when they was face to face. As soon as he got another camera in front of him, that whole energy changed. Aroma Sound, yeah, Black Hoodie did it. The same Black Air Force energy. Yo, he was looking at his worst nightmare in front of him. Vergil Ortiz was looking at Boots like, damn, this guy want to beat my ass. That's what I got from it. J. Petty, Debo, stop it. They've been ducking that boy since 47. They know that time. If Boots showed up to his front door and said, I'm going to make you pay, boy. He actually told him that, make you pay. And remember J. Petty, how he told him, I got something for you. Yeah, I got something for you. Man, Vergil looked shook. That smile didn't look confident to me, it looked shook. It was a smile like his mind was running. While Boots was right there, I'm beat your ass. Sherwin Henry, nobody wants to fight Boots. That's the thing, Sherwin. People have the balls to say that Boots is a duck and that he a cherry pick. And then when he in front of Vergil's face wanting to get that smoke and Vergil start calling Errol, instead of seeing the duck, they say no because that would be a great fight with Errol. And they start trying to justify that. Man, Vergil been inactive. Errol been inactive for 2 years. How you going to justify that shit? It don't even make no sense. And then Vergil had the balls to say, and if Crawford comes down to the 154 division, huh? Crawford called out Johnny Beck at 160. I got my eye on you. Everybody knows that. He said he's not going back down to 154. Everybody knows that. You might as well just say, look, I want to fight anybody but Boots. He should have just said that. But goddamn, you're gonna say right after doing a face-off with the dude that you told him, yo, Boots, come over here. Not a good look. It's not a good look for Vergil, my peoples. My guy, one of my favorite fighters. But he came off like he cat. I don't want to see no fighter calling out Errol Spence. Errol Spence could come back if he wants to and say, I want to fight this person, that person. Cool, I'm with it. But you calling out a fighter that's inactive for 2 years, man, that's wicked stuff. That's wicked work. Aroma Sound. Vergil never looked Boots or speaks in super confident way, but definitely looked more humble than usual. I'm telling you, when he had Boots right in front of his face, you didn't see no confidence. He didn't say anything that you would have expected. He didn't say, I want to fight you. I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to do you. I'm going to make you pay. No, you're not. I'm going to make you pay. He didn't do none of that. He was out there talking about, no, your team started it. We only responded. We only retaliated to you. It was you that started it. And even Boots was like, man, forget about all that. We here now. What's up? He had him shook. JKL Comedy. Boots beats everyone but Terrence Crawford. And maybe Keith Thurman got a chance. Now, Keith ain't going to beat no Boots. I don't see nobody outside of Bud beating Jerron Boots Ennis. I don't see it. MAW, if Vergil fight not next, Boots should chase Zayas Barrow winner as WBA Mando. Vergil should pursue WBC. I say if... Nah, that's it, man. They already ducking Boots. Boots already going to have to find a different dance partner. So, I guess that's a great option right there. Or Bakram or Tasaliev. That's a great option. That's a fight. Look, Bakram Mortasaliev is a fighter that I want to see versus everybody and anybody. And Bakram, he wants that smoke with all of them. He really does want that smoke. He not gonna pull no Vergil. Oh, I'll fight him on social media, and then face to face. Y'all was talking first. We only retaliated. My dream is to fight Errol. Man, I don't want to hear your dream is to fight no Errol, man. Aroma Sound. Do you feel that the fight against Lubin didn't build fight Vergil confidence? I mean, I don't think it's about the fight with Lubin itself. I think it's more about just Jerome Boo's Ennis. He's an intimidating guy. And you got him right there, right in front of your face, telling you he got something for you. If you're not about that smoke, it's gonna show. Vergil, he don't want it. He don't want it with Boots. Now I know. Now I know that for Boots to get that fight, he's gonna have to press the action. You're gonna have to keep pressing him until you finally get it. It's gonna be like that. And you know what happens when you make somebody wait for a fight. You know what happens when you be like, nah, you gotta pay me right, and you gotta give me this much money, and you make them jump through hurdles. When they finally get that fight, y'all know how it play out. I refer you to Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. You saw how that played out. You made them wait, made them press the action, made them force it. But then what happened? JKO Comedy, Boots versus Lara, who you got? Now I got Boots. I got Boots over everybody in the division. I think the one person who I give the best shot of beating him is Sebastian Fundora. Because we know the type of challenges that he presents against anybody. Aroma Sound. Yeah, that fight isn't happening next at all. That's it. I don't see it. They already told me they don't want. The moment they floated out that $10 million figure, they already told me they don't want the fight. That's why I reminded you guys earlier. Remember when Keith wanted $10 million to fight Bud? And then there was rumors that Danny wanted $10 million to fight him and everybody wanted 10 mils. That's it. You telling me you don't want to fight. You're going to ask for a number that you know they're not going to get. MAW, Spence gets to cut line versus Fundora over Vergil. I will be disappointed. Well, you can't be disappointed because what if Vergil doesn't want the fight? What if Vergil doesn't want the fight? You're assuming Errol Spence is cutting the line over Vergil, but Vergil may not want it. Spence and Jermell just building hype to get people mentioning them in the mix. I'll believe it when I see it with these two. I mean, them two haven't agreed to anything. People are just floating it around as a possibility, I guess, at this point. But I'm not interested in seeing Vergil versus Errol. If it happens, of course I'm watching it. Of course I want to watch it. And it's going to be a good fight. But I'm referring to the possibility of Vergil fighting Boots. That's what I'm interested in. That's what we all interested in. Let's not cap now. Okay, if you're going to duck, if you're going to blatantly duck Boots, okay, then I'm with it. But I'm still not with the Spence fight. Him coming off of 2 years of inactivity. JKL. Errol doing Vergil bad if they fight. If they fight off for that 2 years of inactivity, I don't know, bro. I don't know, my guy. I don't feel that confident. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I don't know. 2 years of inactivity, 35 years old, coming off of a nasty beating in his last fight. I don't know. I think you need a tune-up in this situation. That's my take. I think he need a tune-up. Side, I heard a little rumor Crawford could be fighting Adames next. Listen, man, I'm going to be meeting up with Carlos Adames soon. And he told me when we meet up, we're going to talk about what's next for me. But he been real quiet lately. Carlos Adames been real quiet lately. He's training. I don't know. But he does have the green belt, the WBC title. My peoples, I'm going to take a 1-minute break to bring my son downstairs. I'll be right back. Stay tuned in. You already know. We're going to keep talking boxing, man. My peoples. My peoples. I bet you can hear me now. um, Let me start off with what Jay Petty said. But first, I want to say salute to everybody tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Jay Petty says, Boo said everybody name after his last fight, called them out by name, and all you really heard was crickets on Twitter. And I was like, yo, how? Dude usually tweeted up a storm. MAW. Bam, salute, side. I seen a video of Adames calling out Bud. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Carlos Adames has been quietly training. I don't know what's next for him, but I spoke to him recently, and he told me he's gonna meet up with me soon to talk about what's next. So I don't know what's next for him. I would love it to be Terrence Crawford, but I don't know. We're gonna find out though. Jay Petty, you cooking this, Jay Smith. Salute, my brother. I woke up feeling like it was going to be a cooking show this morning. MAW, Fondora, Thurman, Errol, and Jermel, PBC guys. We all know PBC likes to keep it in-house, so they might just try to get them mixing it up. Vergil got to be vocal as WBC Mando to try to force his shot if he wanted. You know, it looks like they taking a route with Vergil where they're still building. They're still building that star. They're not trying to fight the best. Boots is right there. So let's see what direction they're going. I gotta say, even though Vergil is one of my favorite fighters, I'm disappointed that he, shared the ring with Boots, called him over to then start saying, oh, well, this is my favorite fight that I want to make, and I want to fight this guy, that guy. That's disappointing, my people. How could you not see it as a duck when this whole time we've been expecting that you guys are going to fight each other? We've been calling for this fight since y'all was in the welterweight division. And now y'all talking about, well, it got to be this much money. If it's not that much money, don't even talk to us. That sounds like you don't want to fight. It sounds like you don't want to fight, my people. Let's keep it 100. And I'll stand on it. No fighter needs to be calling out Errol Spence, who's been inactive for 2 years. Errol needs to be the one who says, okay, I'm going to come back. I want to fight this person. I know a lot of people agree with me. After that much time of inactivity, he should come back to a tune-up. But I respect that whoever Errol want to fight. But you calling out Errol, man, get the F out of here. I don't want to hear that. MAW, Boost versus Bakram. I like that fight. Versus Bakram Kelly winner would be awesome, but likely bigger risk than Zayas Baru winner. We'll see. I think Bakram is going to win that fight. That's a tough fight. And I want to see Bakram Mortasaliev fighting either Boots or Vergil or Xander Sayas. But honestly, I'm going to be keeping my eye on Vergil. Because you're calling out Errol, who's inactive for 2 years. You're calling out Terrence Crawford, who say he's not going back down to 154, who say he's going to fight at 160. So now I'm wondering who you trying to fight. Who you really going to fight? Jay Petty, Norman couldn't beat Boots on Boots' worst day. I mean, we'll never know. We'll never know. But Norman and his pops felt like he could beat Boots. They was pursuing him aggressively. So they feel like they can. Side, Errol should get a tuna. Bakram versus Boots is an explosive fight. Come on now. Bakram Mortasaliev versus Boots Ennis. That's a showdown. I would love to see that fight. And like I said, man, I want to see Bakram get that opportunity with a name, to fight a name. Now, are we going to see Vergil versus Errol? I don't know if we're actually going to see that fight, but I don't think we should see it next. So if we're not going to get that fight next, who's Vergil going to fight? Who is Vergil Ortiz going to fight? My peoples, by the way, don't forget to subscribe to Box Center 2.0. You see it right there. It's pinned in the comments. And you're going to get exclusive content on that channel that doesn't show up anywhere. Not on Facebook, not on Instagram, not on this channel. So subscribe to Box Center 2.0, my peoples. Let's get to 50 subscribers. Look, right now, we're at 33 subscribers. Okay? Some of you already know this, but for those of you who don't know, once we get to 50 subscribers, I'm going to start a brand new show on Box Center 2.0. That show is going to be at night. And guys, there's going to be a hotline. You will be able to call in and you have a whole minute to express whatever you want to express. Whether you want to give the fighter flowers, whether you want to trash talk. And we're going to go back and forth. We're going to argue. We're going to curse each other out if it goes to that. All in the name of the sweet science. But just so that you know, that show is going to be so fiery that I created a whole new channel for it, because if YouTube blocked the channel, I don't want to lose this channel over the show. So I'm like, okay, let me create a whole new channel. That way, if YouTube knock us out the box, then I know they're not gonna let us rock, because we're gonna be going back and forth. It's gonna get serious. That you don't know shit about boxing. He's a bum. All of that. So subscribe to Box Center 2.0, my peoples. Let's get to 50 subscribers so we could announce this new show that's gonna debut once we get to 50. Let's get to it, my peoples. James Rushing. I didn't think Vergil was scared. I think Boost confused him when he said, fuck that, I got stuff for you. Once Boost said that, everything Vergil thought was valid flopped. So, I'm going to tell you why, to me, Vergil looked scared. Because everything that was coming out of his mouth was reacting to what Boost was saying. To me, it came across like Boost was bullying him. Because he like, yeah, what's up, what's up? And Vergil's kind of like, no, you guys started it first. We just retaliated. You guys started it. Which is why Boost was like, man, forget all that. What's up? We here now. What's good? So it's like Vergil kept like trying to respond as opposed to reacting like, what's up with you then? Let's get it with, I didn't see that energy from Vergil. I didn't see it. And then, I'm telling you, as I was watching that face-off, I was getting a weird vibe. It wasn't sitting right with my spirit, bro. I was like, damn, signing off with the way Vergil acted. And as soon as he went to the post-fight presser and started saying, well, fighting Errol is my dream fight. That's the one I really want. That's when I say, yeah, that's that feeling that I was having when he was facing off with Booth. Like, he don't want that smoke. Look, he already calling out other people. Underrated Will. Even Ortiz going to stay away from Norman. I see how Eddie and Oscar moving towards Norman. I see Norman as another Bud in the future. If Brian Norman Jr. beats Devin Haney, his stocks is going to skyrocket. Take that to the bank to get some pounds. June, what do you think about Tank and Jake Paul fighting? It's just theatrics at this point. I mean, the fight is off. It's not theatrics. The fight is off. They're not fighting. MAW, I want to see B. Norman, Devin Winner, and Barrios Ryan Winner. Tio and Rolly all mix it up to give us 140 undisputed again. Well, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson is going down January 31st. That's a fight that I'm looking forward to, my peoples. Dying to get that one. For all the people that say Shakur ain't beat nobody, Shakur ain't fight nobody. Huh? There you have it. You're about to start saying, well, he only beat Tio, and Tio lost to Cambozas, and you're going to have to find the hater route. Teofimo Lopez, we all know He's one of the best fighters of this generation coming up, and one of the most accomplished. Wait till Shakur beat him. It's gonna be time to discredit him now. You're gonna see people bringing up the one loss that he has. MAW, Virgil demolition of Lubin was impressive for real, for real. It was. 100%. I myself said that this fight could have gone 9, 10 rounds. I even floated the possibility that it could go the distance. But then I did tell you guys, Lubin, both his losses been by stoppage. He showed us that he could get stopped. Virgil got the power. There you have it. Impressive win, but he didn't follow it up, man. He didn't follow it up in the post-fight. Impressive win with a weak post-fight presser. The face-off with Boots, he lost that. Boots is already, in my eyes, Boots is already 1-0 versus Vergil Ortiz. Put the beats on him in that face-off. The Dre, the Swiss, and the Apple beats. That's what I saw. Who y'all giving the face-off to? You say, oh, Vergil looked confident to me. Who you guys giving that face-off to? Who won that face-off, in your opinion? Well, Boots right in front of his face, huh? Beat you. Got something for you. Nah, your team was talking first. We just retaliated. Forget about all that. What's good with you? What's up? It's that time. It was your team that started first. Who you think won that face-off? That's all I'm saying. MAW, Shakur might be the last man standing if T.O. does fight him. That's it. That fight is announced, bro. Like, are you going to wait for them to get in the ring to accept it? That fight is announced. Shakur already posted it. T.O. already posted it. Like, you're only going to accept it when they inside the ring trading leather? It's announced. Fight date, venue, everything. MAW opportunities, quality fighters mixing it up to show us who really the best of them. Come on now. We got Don Haney fighting Brian Norman Jr. Teofimo Lopez fighting Shakur Stevenson. It looks like Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios either are close to finalizing their deal or already did. The young guns, they trying to get after it. JKL comedy. Vergil was shook. He was forced to stand up for himself and his team in front of everybody. He looked shook, bro. To me, he looked shook. He didn't really know what to do. He looked all humble, all like he didn't really want it. Boost, I told y'all, man, Boost was out there looking like Debo. Pressing him. Applying that pressure on him. James Russian, MAW, I'll take it seriously when I see full press conference, Jay. I don't know, bro. At this point, I think when you see the full press conference, I think you're going to say, nah, they might still call it. They might still call it. I'm telling you, I've seen them call fights before. Aroma Sound. Boost won the face-off. Yo, I'm going to put it to you like this. Boost won that face-off by stoppage. Stoppage. Put the beats on him in the face-off. The lefts, the rights, the uppercuts. Oh, the humanity. That's it. He got him. Greg Martin. Errol, when was the last time he fought? He done. I mean, he been inactive for 2 years. It's 2023 the last time he fought. He 35 years old right now with 2 years of inactivity, and that's what you're going to call out. And then you're going to call out Terrence Crawford, who already said he's not going down to 150, who already called out Johnny Beck, who already expressed interest in fighting in the 160 division. Huh? It don't make sense to me. Errol Spence, a guy who last fought at the welterweight division, been inactive for 2 years. Terrence Crawford, who last fought at 168 and is going to be fighting next at 160. That's what you call out. That's problematic. Problematic, in my opinion. You might as well say, you know what? I want to fight everybody except Boots. Just say that. You might as well say, I want to fight everybody but Boots. That would be the same thing to me. Eric Gomes, Eddie need to send the contract. But you're talking about what contract you're going to send? They already talking about if it's not $10 million, don't send anything. Don't you know that $10 million is the mythical figure that means I don't want to fight you and I'm overpriced myself? If Vergil's career payday, is like $2 million, why would you ask for 10, bro? If you never made more than $2 million, why would you ask for 10? I tell you, Eric Gomes, because you don't want to fight. You don't want to fight, bro. That's what that means. You don't remember when Keith, Danny, Porter, when everybody wanted 10 million to fight Crawford in the welterweight division? That's the magic number that means we don't want to fight you. So there you have it. That's the reason. MAW, Johnny Beck versus Lara will be fire. I'll pay for that. That's going to be a real good fight. I'm looking forward to it. I got Johnny Beck winning it, but Lara keep proving me wrong, man. Every time I keep saying, nah, he 40, he 41. I keep saying that say he's older, he's going to slow down, but he keep proving me wrong. I don't know how long he's going to be able to do it. Eric goes, nah, don't make excuse. Go to Turkey and send the contract. You see, Eric goes like, where do you make this stuff up from? Vergil's not signed to Turkey, dude. He's signed to Golden Boy. What are you talking about? Go to Turkey. Turkey offered the fight. Boots didn't take it. Now they're saying, yo, Vergil, what's up? This is what you need to understand. If Turkey told Vergil, I'm going to give you $5 million to fight Boots, and Vergil said yes, and Boots said, wait a minute, I want to take a tune-up first. Why when Boots come back and it's in your face now and it's saying let's fight, he going to say, well, I need 10 million now. Huh? But you said yes to 5 to Turkey? Why you can't take that same 5 now? Huh? Wait a minute. If you say you was ready to fight me for 5, and now you saying 10? Huh? Eric Gomes, I'm sorry, but that's delusional. In case you're not understanding, when you ask for that type of money, it means you don't want to fight. That means you don't want to fight. That's like Boots saying, oh, you want 10? I want 100 million. And then I'm going to sit here and tell you, well, Eric Gomes, 100 million is the fight for Boots, so they duck it. You don't make no sense. How you saying 10 million is the price? No excuses. You don't make no sense. Since when? That's the price of I don't want to fight you. That's the price right there. 10 million. There we go. How we get out of this fight? 10 million. Keith, Danny, Sean Porter, fight Bud. We need 10 million. Come on, man. Everybody knows the duck language. Aroma Sound, they think Vergil will be the next Canelo if they move him right. Look, Vergil, he has the skill set to become a superstar, to be more than a star, because he's a star right now, right? He already is a star. But you have to look at fighters based off of what level they're in. So, Eric Gomes, you say, how can you tell another man how much he's worth? I can't tell another man how much he's worth. But I can be realistic with another man on how much he's worth. If you, Eric Gomes, if your job, if you're getting paid right now, wherever you work, $50,000 a year, and you ask somebody to pay you $1 million, I'm going to tell you, you a goofball. How did you determine that you are worth $1 million when you make $50K a year? You got to be a goofball to think that you could get $1 million to do the same thing that you're getting $50K for. So if Vergil ain't making no 10 million, nowhere near $10 million, he a goofball for asking for 10 million. I'm not telling you how much you're worth. You know you're worth by how much you've been getting paid. What you've been getting paid tell you what you're worth. Look at your paycheck. That's how much you're worth, buddy. Greg Martin, 10 million means I don't want to fight. Facts. Bro, $10 million is like the mythical I don't want to fight figure. Because you're going to notice it always be the dude that never made nowhere near that type of money. How you making $1-2 million a fight? And you want an 800% increase in pay? Yo, I understand if you make 2 and you like, I need 3.5. Okay, you trying to raise it up. But from 2 to 10, bro, you don't want to fight. You don't want to fight. We all know you don't want to fight. You don't want it. Of course you don't want to fight. Let's keep it real. Vergil is ducking Jerome Boost Ennis. That's just the reality. MAW. Gilberto Ramirez asking for 12 mil to fight Jai Opataya. What was Soto's highest payday? Sounds like another price out. Shaking my head. I'm going to tell you what makes this different. In this case, I think people look at Jai Opataya and they like, this guy's going to beat the shit out of Gilberto Ramirez. Jai Opataya is going to obliterate him. So knowing that, you're going to need some type of career, some crazy payday. Because they're going to beat the shit out you. That's how I see it. The type of beating that could change your career. But Vergil, he's supposed to be favored by a lot of people to beat Boots. He's supposed to be confident. Now you're in front of him copping pleas. Talking about, no, you guys started talking first. It was you guys. We didn't say anything. We was just retaliating. How you over there copping pleas, bro? I'm thinking Vergil was going to be there. No, I'm going to beat your ass. No, I got something for you. Vergil was in the ring copping pleas. And right after copping pleas, no, because Errol Spence would really be my dream fight. You don't want to fight Boots. You don't want nothing to do with that. Y'all seen it, my peoples. Young Guns. You know I ain't lying, bro. I never lie. Vergil does not want that smoke with Boots. We watch a duck take place in front of us, in progress. It was a duck in progress. We saw Vergil like, Boots, come over here. And then be like this. When Boots was all in his face, Vergil was like, shook. He didn't even know what to say, my people. Vergil didn't even know what to say. Other than, you guys started talking first. We was just retaliating. Huh? Come on, man. Come on, my people. Duck, that's it. We could end the conversation. Anybody could make up, their own narrative and believe what you want to believe. But all I'm saying is, we saw how it played out. You could pocket watch a fighter. You could say whatever you want about a fighter. But we saw how it played out. How did it play out? Boots was in his face, ready to put the hands on him right there on the spot, looking like. And Vergil looked scared. My peoples. Julius Prince, I'm an OG, and you're 100% correct. Appreciate it, my brother. Appreciate it, OG. That's what I'm talking about. Come on now. You didn't see no confidence in Vergil Ortiz whatsoever. When they was face to face, and Boots like, what's up? Y'all was talking all that, what's up? And what was Vergil's response? You guys started talking first. We were just retaliating. All smiling and shit, looking scared. And Boots like, so what? We right here right now. What's up? I got something for you. It's that time. What's up? And in that interaction, at no point in time do you see a Vergil that expressed, I want to fight you. What's good with you? Let's do this. Nah. At the end of it, Vergil was like, so it's a yes? It's a yes? You don't look like you want to fight, bro. And Boots was like, say yes. Yo, Eddie, man, get this paperwork ready. Eric Gold said, we waiting. Bro, you're not part of the team. What you mean we waiting? I think it was you that told me, yo, we make more money. We making more money when you was defending Tank Davis. Like Tank Davis gonna send you a check. We waiting. What are you waiting for? What the fuck is you waiting for? MAW. If Vergil and Boots both get full belts under them, that price might be realistic. Then for a unification, maybe. I mean, I don't know, because at the end of the day, your popularity is gonna be what dictate your price. So if they keep going up in popularity, but damn, that's like finding an excuse for the duck. MAW. That's like you saying, well, there's a reason why we can. I don't even want to hear all that. Right now, they don't got a title, so honestly, I don't even want to hear it. That's like a duck narrative to start. Like, well, it's better off if they wait because it's going to be more. I don't want to hear that. But you've been saying you want Boots. You said that you accepted an offer. Now Boots is in your face, and you're looking scared, calling out other people. Mr. Simpson, he started running from Boots at 147. No, look. I know that at 147, Vergil was struggling a lot to make weight. So I want to give him a pass for that, because I know if he would have fought Boots at 147, he was going to get beat up, but he wasn't going to be at his best. This kid almost died trying to make weight twice. Twice he died trying to make weight. So I know that he was struggling at 147 and wasn't going to be the best version of Vergil Ortiz if he fought Boots there. But at 154, where he's healthy, strong, look at the knockout that he just pulled off. To say, oh, we're not going to fight, we're going to fight somebody else, and if we're going to fight you, we need 10 millions, we already know it's a duck. That's it. You told me you don't want to fight Boots. If I would have been in Boots' team and I know Vergil's going to call out all these other people, I would have said, yo, don't even go over there. Yo, Eddie, Boots, don't even waste your time going over there. This nigga don't want to fight. He don't want to fight. Forget about that. You're going to try to fight somebody else anyway. We're going to waste plane tickets, hotel, and all of this shit for somebody that want to fight somebody else. Let's not even waste that money. That's the route I would have went. Because you don't want to fight us. Greg Mar, Styles make fights. Ortiz versus Boots. Boots will wash him. And look, I think that it's a real good fight and a real good competitive fight until Boots starts figuring him out, starts timing him, starts doing certain things that are going to basically take away Vergil's best weapons. It goes in Boots' favor. They know why they don't want to fight him. They know why they're asking for a career payday. They know why they're asking for the mythical $10 million figure that really means we don't want to fight. They know why they're doing that. Because I tell you what, if Vergil Ortiz beats Jerome Boots Ennis, knocks Jerome Boots Ennis out, like people saying, if that was to happen, he shoots to superstardom the same day, the same night he becomes a superstar. He knock out Jerome Boots Ennis, he's on the pound for pound list and a superstar right away. They know this. But you know that's not going to happen. That's why you're not trying to fight him. Y'all know how that fight plays out. Juan Ocasio, good morning, Box Center. Salute, my brother. Bam. Bregmar. And then Boots versus Crawford. We'll never see Boots versus Crawford. Ever. Ever, bro. I know people want it. I already gave up on that because I know it'll never happen. Think about it. Boots is going to be collecting titles at 154. He don't have one yet. If he fight Vergil, that's not a title fight. So he couldn't become undisputed at 147. He's going to try to aim for that at 154. He's going to be there for a while. Meanwhile, Crawford, who has about 2-3 fights left in his career as per Bomac, is aiming to become undisputed at 160. Already expressed interest in fighting Johnny Beck. Johnny Beck already said, hell yeah, I want that smoke. So Johnny Beck If he beats Lara, he's gonna have 3 out of the 4 titles at 160. And then Carlos Adames got the WBC strap. Boots is nowhere in the picture of Terrence Crawford's path. The only way, bro, that Boots can get that fight with Crawford is if he move up to 160 and beat Carlos Adames or beat Johnny Beck. And now he got the titles that Terrence Crawford wants. And he's not gonna do that. Boots literally just made his debut at 154. So they'll never be in the same weight class. Crawford is not gonna go down to 154 to satisfy the fans that want to see him lose, the fans that been hoping to see him lose. He's not gonna do that. MAW, Boots versus Vergil would be fired, but I'll believe it when I see it. Like Tio versus Shakur, like Jai versus Surdo. Look, man, when it comes to Boots versus Vergil, Vergil and his team, they don't want that fight. I don't know if we're going to see it. I don't know. 37 Breezy, Vergil and Boots is the biggest fight at 154, obviously. It is the biggest fight at 154. The problem is that Vergil don't want it. Vergil don't want that smoke. That's just the reality. Regmar, you talking fast. Can't argue with you on that. And trust me, I'm somebody who wanted to see that fight, just like everybody else. That's a dream matchup. Terrence Crawford versus Jerome Boots Ennis, 2 switch hitters of that magnitude, a dream fight. But I already know it's not happening. So it's like, why am I going to call for a fight that I know won't happen? Chris Fontaine, Vergil looks scared, man. He looks scared to death. That smile looked nervous. You guys were the ones that was talking first. We was just retaliating. No, it was you guys. No, we don't be trash talking. Y'all was trash talking. Man, get the hell out of here with all that. Even Boots was like, man, forget all that. We here now. Because he just kept saying the same goofy shit. You guys started it. And telling the reporter, too, the guy interviewing him. No, they started it first because they was the ones talking and we just... Man, shut the hell up and say you want to fight the guy. Stop the games. Stop the games. Looking shook. That's like when the bully is on social media bullying somebody and they finally show up to their face like, what's up? So then they like, no, that, it's just social media talk. You don't got to call like that. He didn't have that energy. He just didn't have it. Didn't have that energy. Why not? Eric Gold says he's done cooking me. Eric, everything I says, like, you're literally in the frying pan cooking yourself. Trying to respond to me, you're literally in the frying pan cooking yourself. Everybody that read your comments know you cooking yourself. It's too easy. I don't have to respond because it's too easy. You cook yourself for me. Luis E. Pimentel. Saludos, OG. Ortiz going to make that money, but he's going to lose the fight to Boots. Boots going to clean that division. Come on now. Come on, Jerome. The only person that I think has a chance to beat Boots, and I still favor Boots, but the only guy I say, okay, he got a chance, is Sebastian Fundora. We know the type of challenges that Fundora presents. MAW. Greg Mark, come on. You know how we do, Greg Mark. You have somebody telling me that they cooking me. Like... MAW. I don't think Vergil and Boots are actually good trash talkers. They both actually respectable guys trying to be trash talkers. I do respect both. So neither guy is a trash talker like that. But Boots is definitely a talker. He just don't talk trash. He don't talk crazy. But he a talker. Even in sparring, he be like, what happened? What happened? You missed. Oh, sorry. Sean Porter was saying that he talk a lot during sparring. So he could talk that talk. You saw how he was in Vergil's face. I got something for you. I got something. Y'all was talking all that. It's that time. What's up? He just kept asking, what's up? And Vergil just kept saying, you guys started it. We just retaliated. Man, shut the hell up. Nobody want to hear none of that. We don't want to hear it. Jay, Crawford 4 times undisputed. This guy's on the verge as jumping into the argument of the greatest of all time. Because 4 times undisputed, now he's on the verge of doing that. And people out here talking about, no, go back down to 154 and defend a title or win a title in the division that you already got a title. When you're on the verge for continue to make your greatness go even further. Juan Ocasio, I got to see Boots in the war first to see what he's made of. A lot of questions with him still, to be honest. Vergil just fought 3 top 10 guys. Come on, man. There goes... Remember Juan Ocasio when people made that narrative about Crawford that you have to see him fight somebody else? You have to see him beat this other guy? Bro, why y'all always gotta have that narrative that this guy gotta go prove himself somebody else? Why you can't have Vergil prove it? Why you can't have Vergil prove that Boots is or is not what he say he is? Vergil can't prove it? You can't see it against Vergil? That don't make no sense, Juan Ocasio. What you doing is giving Vergil the pass for ducking. Oh, no, because I got to see Boots with somebody else. Oh, so he could duck. Because you got to see Boots with somebody else. But damn, just last week you was like, Boots ain't fight nobody. Boots ain't fight nobody. But when he trying to fight somebody, you like, nah, I got to see him fight somebody else in reality. Huh? I don't understand it. How one day people telling me that Boots ain't fight nobody, but when he trying to fight somebody, y'all like, nah, but Vergil should fight somebody else. And Boots should fight somebody else. Because Vergil gonna make money with Charlo, and Boots should really just, be in a war with somebody else. What are you saying? That you don't want Boots to fight the best because you know he's gonna beat their ass. You want him to fight somebody else. MAW, Boots talk like that. In the ring, yes, but not really in public. Both appear respectable enough to know in the ring is where it matters. Jay, because Vergil gonna prove they worst nightmare. Man, listen, Vergil, he was scared to death in that face-off. He took a L. Right now, Boots versus Vergil, Boots is 1-0. 1-0 versus Vergil. Because in that face-off, he gave him a beating. A proper beating. Juan Ocasio, I'm saying I'm giving this to Vergil if they fought. Vergil getting beat up. Vergil getting beat up. That's why they don't want to fight. Why are you asking for $10 million? You don't remember when Keith was $10 million to fight Crawford? When everybody wanted $10 million to fight Crawford at 147, you don't remember that? Because they knew he was going to whoop that ass. They need a career payday. Like, you're going to beat my ass? I need a lot of money. If I'm not mistaken, Vergil never made more than $2 million. Never made more than $2 million. You want 10 to fight Boots? You don't want to fight Boots. Y'all don't want that fight. Y'all telling me that. Chris Fonson, Vergil calling out a man that has not had a fight in almost 3 years. It sounds like he really want to fight Boots. Does it really sound like he want to fight Boots? Hell no. Hell no, it don't sound like he want to fight no Boots. You calling out Crawford, who's never going to come down to 154. So you calling out somebody that you know you ain't going to fight. You calling out Errol, who's been inactive for 2 years. And Boots is right there in front of your face, calling for that smoke. You don't want that action. Yo, because I told you, when he was face-to-face with Boots, and Boots was like chewing him a brand new a-hole, that energy I was getting from Vergil, it just wasn't sitting right with my spirit, y'all. It ain't sit right with my spirit. I was like, damn, this is off, man. I don't like what I'm seeing. And then right after that, Vergil started calling out all these other names. What I got from Vergil was like, yo, I want to fight Anybody and everybody but Boots. That's what I got. And then his manager is talking about now because Turkey made an offer and we say yes, and they didn't say yes. Cool. But they saying yes now. Why you bringing up 10 million? Turkey didn't offer y'all no 10 million. If you say yes to Turkey for 5, why you can't say yes for 5 right now? Does that make sense? If you was willing to fight through Turkey for 5 mils, why you need 10 now to fight Boots? I'm trying to figure that out. Juan Ocasio, I don't know about negotiations. I haven't heard about that. But I'm telling you, you can look it up. Vergil's manager posted that they say yes to Turkey. So the point is, why would you ask for an amount of money that you never came close to ever making? Look at your company when you work. Look at what I'm trying to tell you so you can see what Vergil's doing. Look where you guys work at, your job. And to put an example out there, let's say you make $80K a year. You make $80,000 a year. Well, if you make $80,000 a year, you asking for a raise, what do you want? You want 90? You want 100? Reasonable. But if you make $80K a year, you're going to tell your boss that you want to raise, that now you want to make $500,000? You want to make now $500,000? You a goofball. They're going to fire your ass that day. If you make $80,000 and you tell your boss, yeah, I want to raise, I want to make $500,000 now, they're going to fire your ass on the spot, bro. They're going to call security on you and escort you out the building. What you mean you want to make $500,000 when you've been making $80K? Fuck is wrong with you? So that's exactly what Vergil doing. How you make $2 million and you talking about, well, you know, I need $10 million to fight Boots. You need $10 million? How the hell did you even come up with that number? Other than you want to duck. That's the only way. You want to duck. Who the hell says, I want to go from 2 to 10 million? Somebody that don't want to fight. It's that simple. It's very simple. You simply have to look at how much people make and you see if they really want to fight. Look at how much you make. That's why I make that example. If you make $50,000 at work and you're asking for a raise, you could be asking for 60, you could be asking for 70, but you're gonna go from $50,000 a year to asking that you need $400,000? Security's gonna escort your ass out the building for that goofy ass request. They're gonna tell you, bro, we need to drug test you. You guys, you. Think about this. For those that have a 9 to 5, if you show up to your job saying Eric Gomes, if you show up to your job telling them that you want to make $400,000 a year, they're gonna drug test you. They're gonna think you got something wrong in your head. And after they drug test you and say, damn, this dude really want $400,000, they just gonna fire your ass. They're gonna be like, you're a goofball. You gotta be slow to think that we can pay you that much money when this what you make. You gotta be real slow. Get out of here. Take that slow shit somewhere else. And then you gotta be really slow to think that Vergil can go from 2 million to 10 million. You gotta be slow. 37 Breezy. You said it. It's the biggest fight at 154. Why wouldn't the price go up? And I'm not saying the price wouldn't go up, but from 2 million to 10 million, where you getting this 10 million from, bro? Weird. Because it makes sense that it goes, oh, okay, you're making 2 million. Well, you need to make 5. You need to make 6. 10? Coño, loco. Like, that's the thing with us boxing fans, man. We float millions of dollars around like this chump change. We float millions like. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I challenge you guys, the ones who say about the price going up, to tell me when was the last time that a fighter who never won a title made $10 million. If it really makes sense to you, 37 Breezy and Slow Eric Gomes, if it really makes sense to you, tell me who's the last fighter that never won a title and made $10 million. I'll wait. You're going to need ChatGPT for that shit. Because there's no way you're going to know it off the top of your head. You support shit that you never even seen in your life. That probably never even happened. There's a possibility that no fighter who never won a title got paid $10 million. That's what shows you it's a dumb request. That's what shows you it's a I don't want to fight request. Easy. I'm showing you. Show me. Superman, you all said Ryan, hello, he fought Tank Davis. Tank Davis is the world champion, a reigning world champion. He fought a champion. Boots is not a champion at 154. Vergil's not a champion at 154. You see? So Ryan Garcia's payday came off for the person he was fighting, because you guys know that Ryan Garcia don't make that money. Ryan Garcia got that payday with Tank. So nice try. Try again. Try again to show me when's the guy that never won a title fighting a guy that doesn't have a title for $10 million. Of course, you don't need ChatGPT for a wrong answer. It was a wrong answer. Ryan Garcia fought a world champion. The purse came off of Ryan Garcia. Come on now. Come on, my people. Superman, Ryan is a star online. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. Chris Gomes, you didn't know that Eubank been a champion? You didn't know that? You didn't know that he been a champion? Somebody tell Eric Gomes that Chris Eubank been a champion? I guess he didn't know that. Like, what are we doing? Will, you changed the goalpost. Say who never won a title. You changed it. Okay, look. That's fair enough. But I'm comparing the situations. I'm comparing the two situations. In this case, Vergil is asking for $10 million to fight Boots. Boots is not a champion. So you're bringing up Ryan Garcia. Now, did Ryan Garcia make that money because of himself, or he made that money because he was fighting with Tank Davis? So Tank Davis generated that purse. You guys know that. I know you're a little bit slow, Eric Gomes, but you know that Ryan Garcia did not generate that purse. It was Tank Davis. Tank Davis was the A side in that fight. Come on now. Tank Davis is the guy that you've been telling me is the face of boxing, the one that put busted seats, the one that sell pay-per-views. So we're not going to give that to Ryan Garcia now. Come on now. In this case, it's Vergil saying, I want $10 million. You got to pay me $10 million to fight me. And I'm telling you, find me another case. And look what you found. Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, a world champion, a guy who's been a world champion versus a guy who's moving up multiple divisions. Come on. You guys are not comparing fights that match this one. Look what you're looking at. A guy that's jumping up multiple divisions. Two guys who have two super famous fathers that are fighting in the UK. Iconic. Come on, man. How you going to compare that? I can easily explain to you why Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. made a shitload of money. Do I really need to explain that to you? That's easy. I can explain that to you. I can show you why. Come on. Juan Ocasio. Damn, once again, you fell short. Rollis is a world champion. That was a championship fight. Rollis is a world champion, bro. Rollis is a world champion. There's a world champion, bro. Why we not seeing that? We not ready to accept it. But look at All these storylines, Superman, that's iconic in the UK. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. They two fathers fought each other. They have their fathers are icons. I don't need to explain what makes that the type of fight that it was. There's no need to explain it. But all these talking points, what are you guys trying to say? That Boots versus Vergil is not a big fight? Like, what is really the point? So Boots versus Vergil is not a big fight. Jay, Vergil kept making that dumb face. It was you guys that started it. We just was retaliating. No, it was them that was talking. We just retaliated. Man, you look like you were scared to death. Shook. 37 breezy. And you said Boots and Vergil is the biggest fight at 154. So what's the difference? My God. The fact that it's the biggest fight, I'm not talking about finances. You see, that's the problem with you social media boxing fans. That you're always talking about butts and seats and who's making more money and who's selling more pay-per-views. I'm talking about competitive-wise. We've been talking about this fight since they was both in the welterweight division. We've been going back and forth. We've said that this guy's going to win. That guy's going to win. We've been going back and forth. This is the fight that has the most history behind it. The one that's been built the most. The one that's been marinated the most. This is it right here. We wanted it since they was at 147. And now when they finally go face to face, when it's looking like it could happen next, Vergil get in front of a camera talking about, I would like to fight Errol. That would really be my favorite fight of all. And Crawford, if he come down to 154. Huh? Wait a minute. You was just face to face with Boots, acting like you down with that smoke, but really look scared. But you still acting like you was down with it. How you now calling out other people? Doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense. Kagan, what do you think about Jake Paul versus Tank getting canceled? I mean, it happened. Controversy takes place, and it's not just in boxing. We see it in other sports. Controversy, they cancel it, everybody has to move on. Jake Paul's gonna find an opponent. We're gonna find out, I think, soon enough if Tank Davis is gonna choose to retire or if he's gonna keep fighting. If he's gonna keep fighting it, I don't think it's gonna be an exhibition. But it is what it is. On to the next one for Jake Paul and for Tank. Juan Ocasio, I can't say Vergil ducking. They're just doing the manager thing. Same thing Eddie does. I mean, you could say they doing the manager thing, but when Vergil stepping in the ring, smiling, looking like he's scared to death, and they start calling out other names, yeah, he ducking, for sure. For sure he ducking. Juan Ocasio, Vergil fighting real guys. Come on now. He fighting real guys, but he's scared to death of Boots. It's like Devin Haney. Devin Haney fighting real guys too, but he don't want it with Shakur. That's what you got to understand. Some fighters, they about that smoke. But when it comes to one particular fighter out there, they don't want it. Vergil showed us that he does not want nothing to do with Boots. First of all, he was scared to death when they was face to face. And after being scared to death, then he walks away and start calling out other people. Al Booger, yeah, that 10 mil, that's nuts. Al Booger, but I'm trying to tell people try to make sense of it. How your career payday is 2 mils and you asking for 10. Like, what do you don't want to fight. You're not trying to fight. You're trying to get yourself out of it. And it's not just the 10 mils. It's a combination of things. If you look at the 10 mils combined with Vergil Ortiz basically saying, I want to fight everybody but Boots, calling out all these other names, it tell you that he don't want that fight. It show you that he don't want that fight. Number one, why you asking for a payday that you know you're not going to get? And number two, why you calling out all these other names? Why are you calling out all these other names? Because right now we can say both was capping. But Boots called his bluff on Saturday. On Saturday, He called his bluff. And Vergil folded. He folded in the face-off, and he folded in the post-fight presser. Folded. Whether you agree with me or not, the facts show that he folded. Duck. Came at 44. Vergil calling out Spence was crazy. Man, you calling out a guy that ain't fighting 2 years. That's crazy work. How you calling somebody that's been out for 2 years, man? That's nasty work. Eric Gomes, you got to stop with the pocket watching. We already passed the pocket watching. You can't make an hour and a half of pocket watching and keep arguing for Vergil's money. You're not going to get a cut. You're not going to get a cut. And if he gets $6 million, that's still a lot of money. Stop being the 9-to-5 guy arguing about millions. Stop it. Vergil's going to make millions regardless. You sound goofy arguing about somebody else's money. Your pocket watching is corny. When you pocket watch once, it's corny. But when you keep pocket watching and fighting for Vergil's money, you come across like a goofball. Like a goofball. I want you to think about that for 24 hours. This 24-hour break, think about it. If you keep pocket watching over and over for somebody else's money, you'll come across like a goofball. Think about it, and 24 hours later, come back without the pocket watching. Al Booger, Errol was in the building, but Vergil called Boots in the ring. No. So let me show you what happened, Al Booger. Boots went over there with intentions of climbing the ring, right? Because this fight has been building up. Boots was already in the ring. He climbed the ring, and Vergil told him, come over here. Come over here. And they started the exchange. Why would you call him over to the interview and then start calling over these other fighters? You look goofy doing that. Underrated Will, I'm back. Salute, my brother. Jay, your pocket watching is corny. Come on. How much time can somebody... Eric Gomes been here for the last 30 minutes pocket watching Vergil. You got to take that Kizak out your mouth, bro. Yoda, told you, Jay Smith, they don't want that Brandon Adams smoke. Yo, some people's out there scared of death. Superman, I think that was all a setup. No cap. Yoda, Boo's going to end up fighting Bohachuk. Watch. I mean, Boo's is going to have to fight whoever's willing to fight him. You can't... That's the thing. When you get to a certain level, people don't want to fight you, and you have to fight the ones that's willing to do it until somebody say yes. Look at Shakur Stevenson. Look how much he accomplished. How many divisions he won titles in. Unified titles. Yeah, people say he ain't fight nobody because they need a star to be in his resume. It's a star that he got to beat. Now he's finally getting a fight with Teofimo Lopez. So until then, people always gonna hate. Oh, he didn't beat nobody. His resume this. Okay, now he's gonna fight Teofimo Lopez. Boots is gonna be on the same boat. Good resume, beating good fighters, beating champions, but he didn't beat the star yet. So therefore, he didn't beat nobody. And now, when he has the opportunity to potentially fight Vergil, the same people that say that will sit here and say, whoa, no, because Vergil's better off fighting Errol, and that's a better fight anyways. What that proves, you don't want Boots to fight Vergil because you know he's going to bait his ass. That's what it is. Came at 44. If Vergil beat Boots for $5 million, then he can ask for 10 for a rematch or his next fight. I just want to know how much money His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh offered Vergil when he said yes. Did he offer him 4 or 5 mil? Because if he said yes to 4 or 5 mil, ask for that right now. And probably you'll receive it. But you don't want to ask for an amount of money that you know you're going to receive. You want to ask for an amount that you're not going to get. So it's going to be the good old duck without looking like you ducking technique. I already know it. We already seen it. Superman, this has become WWE, Smith. We know that drama sells. They're on it. North Star, Haney versus Lopez. I mean, Devin Haney got to get past Brian Norman Jr. first. That's what has to happen first. And that's going to be a tough fight. I myself haven't made a prediction. A lot of people are saying that Devin is going to win. A lot of people saying Brian Norman Jr. going to knock him out. We got to see. Superman, you know you can't get that from Eddie and Oscar. It got to be Turk or it ain't happening. Nah, that's not true. If you're talking about $4 or $5 million, I don't know. Look, that's a fake narrative, bro. Fighters have made, fighting under Eddie and fighting under Oscar, fighters have made a lot more than that. How much money has AJ made fighting under Eddie? Millions and millions of dollars. How much money did Canelo make fighting under Oscar? Millions and millions of dollars. So that's cap. That's a fake narrative that people can't make money if they fighting under these guys. That's cap. That's fake news. Fake narrative. They don't want to fight Boots because they don't want to take that L. Superman, that's what you're having a hard time coming to grips with. They don't want to fight Boots because they don't want to go into that speed bump of we took a loss, fans are going to discredit us, now we got to start rebuilding again. They don't want that. They do not want that. Superman, AJ is the star, not Eddie. And Nello is a star, big time. Okay, so what are you saying? Vergil's not a star? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand what you're saying. Because, you know, Vergil is a star. You know, if you watch the show, you know, a sold-out arena, I guarantee you they was not there for Lubin. They was there for Vergil, so if you put Vergil in Texas, he's going to sell out. He's going to sell out. He's going to make a lot of money. Yoda, Boots ain't no AJ. Boots ain't never sold 5 million. But I never compared Boots to AJ. I never made the comparison. All I'm saying is that Eddie built fighters or has fighters that's made a lot of money. You're suggesting that that if you're with these guys, you don't make a lot of money. Wait a minute. They got guys that's some of the guys that's made the most money in boxing. How did you come to that conclusion? They made a lot of money. Yoda, Berlanga is a bigger star than Vergil. Definitely not in Texas. He's definitely not a bigger star than Vergil in Texas. Like, not even close. And especially after the way that he got his ass whooped a couple of times already. No chance. So it depends where you're asking that. Luis E. Pimentel. Who you got winning on Pitbull versus Roach? Roach. Roach is going to cook him. Pitbull can make it good, can make it interesting. Roach is going to cook him. Superman. You taking double-digit million per fight? Eddie capped out. Man, listen. I don't know what you're talking about. That's that narrative. That's that fake narrative. Fake narrative spreading. MAW. B. Norman versus Devin Haney. In my humble opinion, will likely be a case of Devin boxing from outside, while a powerful Brian Norman Jr. tries to land to hurt Devin. Will be a case of if Norman can catch Haney. Basically, we'll see. It's going to be a competitive fight, man. Styles make fights. Brian Norman Jr. is going to press the action. Let's see what Devin Haney, how he's going to be able to respond to that. Juan Ocasio, Vergil should be fighting for a title next at 154 based on who he has fought recently. He would just be going backward fighting Boots. Cam J Network. Smith, Team Vergil moving shaky on the Boots fight, trying to cherry pick a 3 years removed from fighting Errol Spence. Nasty work. Boots versus Vergil, same age and prime, locked in. I'm trying to tell you, they're at the perfect age, at the perfect time in their career to fight each other. Vergil and his team, they're going to delay this fight as much as possible. They're going to try to build a narrative that, no, fighting this guy's better, and no, because it's this much money that we need for this fight. They're going to look for reasons why not to make the fight. That's how you know somebody's ducking. When they find reasons to not make the fight. Look, even their fans. Look what Juan Ocasio's saying. fighting Boots would be backwards. Remember when they said that Bud didn't earn the fight with Errol? And that Canelo, it didn't make no sense for him to fight Crawford? That's what they do when they know this guy's gonna get their ass whooped. They try to illegitimize the fight. Oh, no, that fight doesn't really make sense. They know that ass whooping is coming. That's just the reality. Superman, why he ain't give it to Kerr and he had to go to Turk? And you know Kerr is our guy. I mean, look, man, Shakur is in the same boat as Jerome Boots Ennis. People don't want to fight him. They don't want that smoke. They don't want it. Juan Ocasio, so I don't blame Vergil and Oscar feeling like A-side. It doesn't matter, A-side, B-side. I know that they don't want to fight. Whatever side you want to put them on, they don't want to fight Boots, Juan Ocasio. You could put them on A-side. You could give them all the money in the world. They don't want to fight Boots. They already showed us. 37 Breezy. Devin is going to wash Norman by unanimous decision. I don't know. I don't think he's going to wash him. I honestly don't think he's going to wash him. Yo, if Devin keeps his earmuffs up, it'll be a good fight. Superman. Someone said this the other day. They hope Dev don't try to just box Junior. That would be a bad idea. I mean, Brian Norman Jr. can box. He's a skilled fighter. He just got that power, but he's not a guy who just has power. Yo, to Jay Smith. Charlo was there. Do you have Boots beating Charlo? I got Boots beating Charlo. And you know what? If Vergil is going to duck, which is looking like it, Boots versus Charlo is a good fight. Boots need a name on his resume. Finally, he was going to get somebody, they duck. Superman, come on, Oscar. Make this fight, G. We need Boots versus fight ASAP. We're not going to get it, bro. I already know. I already see that duck energy. We're not getting it. Ray Gordo, Boots is a serious problem for anyone but Bud. I agree. Terrence Crawford is the only fighter I see beating Jerome Ennis. I do think Sebastian Fundora has a chance. I'm favoring Boots in that fight, but I say Fundora's the guy who has the best opportunity to beat him at 154. Al Booger, Speedy Rashidi. Ooh, I like Rashidi. Brian Norman Jr., now Ortiz, is pricing himself out. Trying to tell you, man. Boots. You saw that with Terrence Crawford at the 154 division before he finally got the Errol fight. Everybody wanted an amount of money that was crazy to fight him, so he couldn't get the fights. But when the time came, you saw. He came, he saw, he conquered. There you have it. Pause. Luis E. Pimentel. How do you got the rematch, Haney versus Garcia? Man, that's a tough fight. That's a tough fight. And I was talking about it on the Rise podcast. Salute to Lori Reed. Senior Cobbs, Coach Senior Cobbs, salute. I was talking about that fight with them. And I said I said Teofimo, I said Devin Haney wins the rematch. And I'm going to stand on that. I am a little bit cautious about it because that first fight made it feel like Ryan Garcia has his number. And if that's the case, he'll win the fight the same way. But I don't know. I feel like Devin Haney will be able to avenge that fight. 37 Breezy. If Oscar and Vergil was the A-side, they wouldn't be asking for 10 mil. A-side sends the contract. Superman. Yes, sir. You got on there. That's what's up. You was talking boxing, you know. We disagreed on some things. So I appreciate it, you know, that they let me rock it. And you'll probably see me on the Rice podcast again. You never know. You might see me on there talking boxing, doing what we do. I'm disappointed, my peoples. You're not going to change my mind. You need to change your mind. But if we do get this fight, if we get Vergil Ortiz versus Errol the Truth Spence, how do you guys have it playing out? I already had a few people hopping on the comments and saying Errol's going to wash him. People saying Errol's going to wash him. After 2 years of inactivity, 35 years old, It's hard for me to make that prediction, man. Superman. My man Smith blowing up right before our eyes. I told people, man. I told people where we headed. You could believe it. You could disregard it. You're going to see me over there regardless. Juan Ocasio, bro, that 10 million asking price is calling out to Turkey to get involved. That's all. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Now you're going to make something up out of thin air. Bro, Turkey didn't offer 10 million the first time around. Why he going to offer it now? You're not calling out to Turkey to get involved. You're saying, I don't want to fight you. You're not bringing up 10 million to fight everybody else. You're bringing up for Boots because you don't want to fight them. All them people that was asking for 10 million to fight Crawford, they wasn't asking for 10 million to fight nobody else. To fight other people, I can make $1 million. I can make 2. For Crawford, I need 10. You know you're not getting it. They don't want that fight. Juan Ocasio, you got to accept it. They don't want it, bro. They don't. Ray Gordo, I have Ortiz Jr. on that fight, hands down. You got Vergil beating Boots or beating or Errol. I gotta say, man, listen. It's hard for me to go against Errol because I know what he brings to the table. I got a lot of respect for him as a fighter, and I know what he can do. But 2 years of inactivity, and now he's 35 years old. And I know some of that 2 years he was really out of shape. I know now he's in better shape. But I don't know if he can come back and on his very first fight beat Vergil. I think he need a tune-up. Now, he fight a tune-up, do what he's supposed to do, then I say, yeah, I got him. I'm going to feel confident. But off of the inactivity right away, I'm not confident, bro. I'm not. MAW, could it be possible that Vergil not trying to force shot at WBC champ Fundora because he feel he deserved more than B-side mandatory percentage? Don't quote me on it, but maybe something to think about. So, when you're moving up in the rankings, if you're thinking about money, that's a problem. MAW, that's a problem. You're not supposed to be thinking about money when you're trying to get an opportunity. In this case, it would be Sebastian Fundora giving him a title shot. So guess what happens? Either you're going to be the B-side in negotiations, or we could go to purse bid and you're going to be the B-side over there. So it's a problem when your popularity gets to your head to the point where you're like, oh, I got to make this much money. I got to get paid this much. It doesn't work that way. Because if you force your mandatory, you're going to take B-side money, or we're going to go to purse bid, and you're still going to take B-side money over there. Or you're going to price yourself out and not fight. Superman. Now we gotta call it a duck for now because they def going in a different direction. Vergil, you gotta prove yourself. Fight Ennis. That's what I'm saying. They both, if you think about it, my peoples, it's been that narrative. Some people saying Boots was ducking, some people saying Vergil was ducking. It's been that narrative. So right now, it finally came to a moment. They're face to face. They're inside of the ring. Boots is saying, I got something for you. I'm going to beat you. And you go from that to calling out Errol and calling out Bud and basically saying, I want to fight everybody but Boots. Your team talking about if it's not 10 million, don't even waste our time. Huh? It sounds like y'all don't want to fight. James Rushing, Errol trying to get a payback. You should have seen him in training after that loss. Errol is different. I got Errol over everyone but Crawford. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because a training video, it doesn't really tell us a lot, bro. In a training video, like I'll give you an example. Look at the training videos of Mike Tyson when he was going to fight Jake Paul. People thought he was going to kill him. But those was little 30 seconds edited clips. Mike Tyson looking fast, hitting the bags, the pads. But you didn't see no sparring footage of like whole rounds with Mike Tyson. You didn't see the footage that you really needed to see to know where he was at. That's why when Mike Tyson got beat up by Jake Paul, people couldn't believe it was real. Because they saw those 30-second clips of of him hitting bags and doing stuff that they thought he was gonna be a Superman. And I told people, yo, Mike Tyson about to be 60 years old, man. That's edited footage. Mike Tyson can't move like that for 3 minutes straight. He can't move like that. And look at the way it played out. So, Errol training footage can tell me that he's in good shape, but good shape and fighting shape is not the same thing. I don't know if he's in fighting shape. Ray Gordo. Errol has, in my opinion, has walked away from the game after he was broken up by Bud. I mean, he took a nasty beating. That's a beating of a lifetime. That type of beating changes some fighters. Ramon Sifu. If not about the practice, it's about the performance live. You got to see him to see what he can do. And sparring can give us a hint. If we see him sparring, it can give us a hint about how fast he is, his mechanics, his movement, his footwork. But still, man, inactivity for that long, it's tough for me to say that he could just come back and wash Vergil. A guy who's going to be younger, who's going to be stronger, who's going to be big. That's a tough fight. Ray Gordo, the most important thing for up-and-comers is activity. Now for Errol, as one who was already there, he's not going to be game ready for a steady, active young fighter. Come on now. Can Errol come back right away into that activity? I don't know. James Russian. No, bro, Mike Tyson was in there telling jokes with his ass out. We knew what was going on, but people love Tyson. I'm saying, though, we knew what was going on, but some people wanted to believe that Tyson was going to knock him out and beat him up because they thinking about young Mike Tyson. They not thinking about Mike Tyson almost 60 years old. Juan Ocasio with the usual fake narrative conspiracies. Ramon Sifu, Errol Spence, and Keith Thurman. I like that fight. Look, I like Errol and Keith, and I like Errol and Jermell Charlo. Why? Because both of those guys have been inactive. Even though Keith has one fight back, but he had been inactive for almost 2 years or something like that. So if Errol Spence comes back to a top-level fighter who's been inactive just like him, I'm good with that. But to come back to a young bull who's been active, nah. They trying to get Errol beat up. Ramon Sifu, I don't look at it like Tyson sold his soul. He done what he loved all his life to get some money. He can do that. Yeah, of course. You see, only people who never boxed a day in their life would say something like that. I'm 47 years old. I've only been in the ring once, and I lost. So at 47 years old, if I could get an opponent close to my age and weight, I'm fighting again, bro. And I don't even have to make a lot of money. You don't make shit when you're making your debut, when you have a low record like that. I'm 0 wins and 1 loss. What money am I gonna make? I'm not gonna make any money. Yeah, I still wanna fight. Yeah, I still wish I could get the rematch with the guy who beat me. So that's what people don't understand. Mike Tyson, he wanna fight too. That feeling of wanting to get in the ring and trade leather is never gonna go away. So now if he got an opportunity to fight Jake Paul and make a shitload of money, he took it. He took it. Why would you celebrate Tank Davis for getting a bag with Jake Paul, but knock Mike Tyson for also getting a bag with Jake Paul? If anything, it should be the other way around. You should celebrate Mike for getting the bag and knock Tank for not fighting that rematch with the person he should have been fighting. MAW, Mike Tyson said it looked good, but he nearly died after those 30-second clips. He is still my first favorite heavyweight and my introduction to dominant heavyweight champion. Mike Tyson is a GOAT. He's a legend, icon. Yoda, T.O. and Shakur, Newark, Brooklyn, or Saudi. That fight's going to happen in New York. It's happening in MSG, Madison Square Garden. MAW, it's the passion that drives you, Jay. Oh, that's a fact. I love the sweet science, my people. Do this shit for free. Listen, I've been doing this, creating boxing content for a little bit over a year. And if I combined all the money that I've made in boxing, like creating content for people and that kind of stuff, my people, in over a year, I have not exceeded $500. I have not made more than $500 in over a year. Because I'm not making, remember, your channel's not monetized in the beginning. I'm spending my own money. But that's because I love the sweet science. That's what I'm here for, my peoples. I want to give a shout out to everybody who tuned in this morning. Appreciate you guys. You know what it is, man. You know this is all for the love of the sweet science. This was another episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed bringing you guys the sweet science, arguing with you, debating with you, trash talking. Don't forget to subscribe to Box Center 2.0, my peoples. You see it right there pinned in the comments. Once we get to 50 subscribers, I'm going to start a new show that's going to be in the evening. Some of you guys already know this. There's going to be a hotline, my peoples. You will be able to call in, and you got 1 minute to say whatever you want to say. You want to get flowers? You want to trash talk? You want to hate? You want to say some guy's a bum, a hype job, whatever it is. The floor is going to be open. Now, if you're going to be trash talking, you got to expect me to give it back to you too. We're going to be going back and forth. As a matter of fact, the reason why I created Box Center 2.0 is because I'm like, yo, in this show, we're going to be cursing each other out. We're going to be like, you don't know shit about boxing. He a bum. He a goofball. We're going to be going at it. So I don't know if YouTube is going to let me rock. I don't know if they're going to block the whole channel. So I was like, I don't want to lose this channel. Let me create that one, and we're going to do the show over there. Hopefully, YouTube is going to let us rock. Ramon Sifu, I've seen you on the Rise podcast, but I watched you before then. I just subscribed. Salute, my brother. I appreciate you. Definitely appreciate that. And salute to everybody in the Rise podcast showing me love. Lori Reed, that's my peoples right there. Senior Cobbs, you know, who welcomed me to the show. Salute to the Rice Podcast, man, and everybody over there. And my peoples, again, like y'all know I always do, I got to give you guys your flowers. You tuning in, I want to give you your flowers, my peoples, because without you guys, Boxing for Breakfast would not be what it is. This show, this morning show, is fire, and people are embracing it because of you guys. You guys have your interesting talking points. You guys are following up with boxing. You know what's going on. You know who's fighting who. You know who's ducking who. And we have our different opinions that we debate about, that we trash talk about. Without you guys, my peoples, this show would not be what it is. So I got mad love and mad appreciation. And I'm humbled and I feel, you know, just privileged that you guys decide Mondays through Fridays to tap in with me. It's a bunch of other things that you could be doing, but you decide that you want to be talking and listening to boxing from Mondays through Fridays on Boxing for Breakfast. So shout out to every single one of you. Jimbo Alice, Luis Pimentel, Juan Ocasio, Ramon Sifu, Superman, MAW, Brett Lange, 37 Breezy, Yoda. Come on, man. Really appreciate y'all. James Russian, Ray Gordo. Who else was in the building today? Superman was in the building. Vic was in the building. Everybody who tuned in, man. Gregmar, salute. I really appreciate y'all. Remember to subscribe to Box Center 2.0. I want to get this show started ASAP. I think we already are like 33 subscriptions. We just need 17 more, my peoples. Let's get to those 50, because when we start that show, it's going to be epic. For as long as it lasts, if YouTube don't knock us out the box, it's going to be an epic show, my peoples. Y'all already know, man. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be talking boxing, y'all. We're going to be doing what we love to do. My peoples. One love. Salute. Peace to everybody, man.